Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into the massive, transformative medieval period of China, spanning from the fall of the Han Dynasty all the way to the end of the Mongol Yuan Dynasty. We're going to explore how a civilization survives a millennium of fracturing, invasion, and upheaval, only to continuously reinvent itself and emerge even stronger. It's an incredible journey, and I am so excited to guide you through it.
Here's our agenda for today. We'll kick things off with chaos and new faiths, move right into the Tang Golden Age, explore the shift in power, witness the Song Renaissance, and wrap up with the Mongol Yuan Dynasty.
Let's quickly set up a timeline to ground us, all right? We're moving from the shattering of the Han around 220 CE through the Tang and Song, all the way to the Mongol conquests in the 13th century. Having this roadmap in mind is going to be super helpful for tracking the big shifts over this nearly 1,000-year stretch.
All right, let's jump into part one. Chaos and New Faiths, the Shattered Empire.
Imagine a unified empire stretching from modern-day Afghanistan all the way down to Vietnam, just suddenly splintering apart. Following the collapse of the Han, you had these massive peasant uprisings like the Yellow Turban and the Five Pecks of Rice rebellions in 184 CE. These literally disintegrated government control and split China into warring kingdoms. There was this immense boiling tension between wealthy landowners and peasants, which eventually paved the way for warlords like Cao Cao to just carve up the empire.
Now, underlying this grand cycle of collapse is the mandate of heaven. It's this core concept where chaos and peasant revolts basically signal that the ruling dynasty had lost its divine right to rule. Think about it. If rivers flooded or widespread unemployment just ravaged the countryside, well, it wasn't just a physical disaster, it was a cosmic sign. A sign that the current rulers were no longer fit to hold power.
Culturally, during this political void, something absolutely fascinating was happening. Mahayana Buddhism entered from India, offering universal salvation. And it didn't just stay a foreign concept. Through these massive translation efforts, it underwent a deep process of domestication, basically harmonizing with indigenous philosophies and fundamentally altering the Chinese cultural landscape.
Moving on to part two, the Tang Golden Age, reunification and cosmopolitan glory.
So the Sui dynasty actually did the heavy lifting of reunification in 589 CE, laying the groundwork before the Tang took over in 618. And wow, spanning nearly 300 years, the Tang era is widely considered a golden age. We're talking a highly efficient bureaucracy, bustling trade, the expansion of the Grand Canal, and an absolutely unprecedented army. It was a true cultural explosion, giving us legendary poets like Li Bai and Du Fu. The capital, Chang'an, became this incredibly vibrant cosmopolitan hub.
But, beneath that golden veneer, trouble was brewing. Catastrophic events, specifically the An Lushan Rebellion in 755 CE, absolutely devastated the central authority. This forced the regime to rely heavily on autonomous regional military governors. Millions of people were displaced. The tax system completely collapsed, forcing a reliance on commercial and salt monopolies. The Tang government was just forever weakened, eventually collapsing in 907 CE.
Which brings us to part three, the shift in power and the transformation of the elites.
During the violent transition period known as the Five Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms, the old, great aristocratic clans completely disappeared. They were swallowed whole by history, replaced forever by a new elite class, the scholar officials. Lineage and inherited pedigree, they no longer guaranteed power. Instead, passing rigorous, merit-based civil service examinations became the ultimate key to governmental authority. It was a total game changer.
That sets the stage for part four, Song, a Chinese Renaissance focusing on technological and economic flourishing.
This newly meritocratic society paved the way for the Song dynasty, starting in 960 CE. Guys, this was a period of breathtaking innovation, completely comparable to the European Renaissance. Society became more urbanized, the population literally doubled, and a true national economy emerged. The Song era oversaw a massive technological explosion, giving us the four great inventions. Advances like movable type printing spread literature far and wide, while the magnetic compass fundamentally revolutionized global sea travel.
Intellectually, thinkers like Zhu Xi created Neo-Confucianism. This was a brilliant harmonization of ancient Confucian ethics with Buddhist ideals, and it became the bedrock for those scholar official exams. And this wasn't just abstract philosophy, okay? By the 13th century, mastering these specific commentaries became the absolute requirement for anyone hoping to join that new elite bureaucratic class.
But here's a question for you. Despite its incredible wealth,
a booming urban population, and a vibrant national economy. What happens to the Song when they're faced with the greatest military machine of the medieval world, the Mongols?
Let's look at Part 5, the Mongol Yuan Dynasty, Conquest and Global Expansion.
In 1271 CE, the Mongol armies successfully invaded, marking a stark turning point where all of China fell under outside nomadic rule. Yet the Yuan dynasty presents this fascinating paradox. It was an era of alien rule that actually facilitated an unprecedented level of global trade, cultural exchange, and overland stability across a massive expanse of Eurasia.
The Mongols' vast Eurasian empire basically acted as an information superhighway. Think about it. Middle Eastern medicine, cartography, and new crops like carrots, levens, and cotton came right into the heart of East Asia. Meanwhile, Chinese blue and white porcelain and technological innovations flowed out to the West. It was a profoundly diverse era for arts and science.
Yet, as we see repeatedly throughout this era, the invaders underwent Sinicization. Just like earlier nomadic groups that conquered parts of northern China, the Mongol rulers found that the most effective way to govern this massive, sophisticated agrarian society was to just adopt its administrative structures. They reinstated the Confucian exams and absorbed the profound local culture.
To wrap up, looking back at this relentless cycle of division, innovation, and reunification, what does this extraordinary history reveal to you about the true resilience of Chinese civilization? From the fragmented chaos of the Han collapse, through the cosmopolitan Tang and the technological marvels of the Song, right up to the globalized Mongol Yuan, it's an absolute testament to a society's profound ability to absorb, adapt, and evolve. I really hope this explainer has sparked your curiosity to explore even more about this incredible era. Keep learning, keep questioning, and we'll see you in the next one.